I have Minister of Housing, Mr. Ahmed Hussain, with me, as I announced in the beginning of the show. So he will be talking about budget. Recently, our Minister of Finance, Chrystia Freeland, presented federal budget. So he is going to talk to us about that. Mr. Welcome to Radio Parvasi and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, Minister, I understand that the focus at this moment of the federal government is on affordability, price rising, inflation. So that what we were expecting in this budget. What about the housing issue? So we will talk about the housing issue later on. First of all, you want to share highlights of the budget with us?
Yes, the budget is about three main items. One is to really continue to support Canadians who are facing challenges with respect to affordability, and there is a grocery rebate which will help families and individuals be able to deal with the higher costs of groceries. In addition to that, the budget also includes significant investments in healthcare, public healthcare, making sure that Canadians can continue to have access to public and high-quality, innovative healthcare. In addition to that, Budget 2023 is about investing in dental care and making sure that more Canadians have dental coverage that they need, more low-income Canadians have the dental coverage that they need. And finally, it's about also investing in the green economy and creating good middle-class jobs. You're seeing significant investments coming into Canada now because of the work that we've done to create the conditions that support a green economy, and we're continuing in that regard with respect to Budget 2022.
Okay, Mr. I understand that at this moment people are struggling to pay their mortgages, but on the other hand side, whenever we talk to Minister of Immigration, he's always aggressive, like you are aggressive too. He's always advocating that we need more and more immigrants in this country. He has set a target for the coming years. But again, the question comes every time in our mind is that where we stand on the availability of the accommodations of the houses. So I understand it's a very critical issue. On one hand, we need to build more and more houses, which is the demand at this moment. People are not able to afford their rents. So on the other hand side, we need more and more skilled people in this country to build those houses. So we are lagging behind somewhere. So you are Minister of Immigration and now you are Minister of Housing. So you know both aspects.
Yes, so that's precisely, you really spoke about the importance of continuing immigration. We need skilled immigrants to actually come and help us build more housing supply. See, we need more housing supply, and we need it now, I agree. But we need more skilled workers to fill the unfilled jobs and address the labor market shortages within the building sector, and so within the construction trade sector. And so immigration is one of the tools that we need to use and take advantage of to bring more skilled people to Canada who will help us to build more housing for Canadians, and they will help us to increase our housing supply in Canada. But Budget 2023 also includes measures issuing guidelines to financial institutions, including banks, to be able to offer more flexibility and more help for people who have mortgages, including going beyond 25-year amortization periods. That will help a lot of people who are struggling with high interest rates and variable mortgages.
But many people are thinking that there should have been enough relief in this budget for the first-time home buyers. You took lots of measures, I remember, but still many people are not even qualifying. Conditions are so hard. So people are
actually, I want to comment on that. So April 1st, the first-time home buyer tax-free savings account of up to $40,000 will start to be offered by financial institutions, by banks. And that will help first-time home buyers because it's tax-free up to $40,000, and that will start to roll out on April 1st.
Yeah, but how we can relax or make little bit more room for those people who are not qualifying at this time, because many people are not qualifying, and there are so hard conditions. I mean, stress test, many other things. So many people are, when they're not qualifying to purchase a house, that is their challenge.
I agree. I think that the issue of accessibility to an affordable home is always a challenge for many people. What we have to do is build more supply, also build more mixed housing, so that there's a number of options available to people at different spectrums in the housing spectrum, at different spots in the housing spectrum. So our job is to really focus on supply and affordability, and in that regard, Budget 2023 will continue to invest the $4 billion that we allocated in the Housing Accelerator Fund. That $4 billion is going straight to municipalities and local governments and others that are responsible for the permitting and the delivery of housing. And we hope that through working with municipalities, we will not only unlock additional housing supply to the tune of 100,000 new homes, but that we will make systemic changes that will set Canada up for the doubling of the construction of new homes in the next 10 years.
Okay, thank you so much for this information. Housing is more or less a provincial and I would say municipal issue, but still you are always trying your best that how federal government can contribute. Today the biggest news is that Rogers and Shaw, there's a merger of these two big companies, giant companies. I remember when Mr. Navdeep Bains was Minister of Innovation, many licenses were issued at that time. I asked Navdeep Bains many a time, then he said we want to bring smaller players also in the market. Freedom Mobile came, Public Mobile, Lucky Mobile, many such companies came. But at the end, same thing happened. Most of these companies were taken over by these big giants. And again, now they are going to have monopoly. So I understand this is not your portfolio, but how the federal government can ensure that people are not being, cheated by these big companies?
What I would say is that with the merger, the merger has been approved, but it has been approved with dozens of conditions. And those conditions are being imposed by the Minister of Innovation with the intent of protecting Canadians and ensuring affordability. So I would urge you to look at those conditions. There are more than 24 conditions that have been imposed on the buyer, and that would ensure that consumers are protected.
Okay. Before you go, my last question is that I understand you cannot predict, but at this time when a housing market is in crisis, we don't have enough sales. Many people whose livelihood is depending totally upon this real estate market, they are struggling. What do you think? When we can expect that things will come to the normal at the normal level in coming months or years?
Well, what I will say is that we're really working hard on more supply. As you know, inflation has been steadily decreasing over the last 5 months. So my expectation is that with our measures, with our targeted supports for people, with our fiscal restraint, we will continue to see that reduction in inflation, and hopefully people will have more confidence in accessing their dream home. Yeah.
So can we expect in 6 months or 1 year time the rate which have been gone down, they can come to that the same level, normal level again? Any timeline for that, or still there is no certainty?
I wouldn't want to speculate on that, but my sense is that the trend for the last 5 months, as you know, because of our government efforts, inflation has been coming down, and I expect that trend to continue because Budget 2023 is a fiscally responsible budget, making targeted investments to help Canadians while at the same time making sure that we are in a healthy financial position.
Okay, thank you, Minister. You were Minister of Immigration, and I know you worked very hard at that time too. And now, when more and more immigrants are coming to this country, they will keep coming. I believe the Ministry of Housing is also going to play a very, very crucial role in our economy, and you are taking care of that. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks a lot. ਇਹ ਸਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਥੱਲੇ ਚਲੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ 18% 20% ਕਦੋਂ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਆਏਗੀ। ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਪਸ਼ਟ ਜਵਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸਪੈਕੂਲੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ। ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਉਂ ਇਨਫਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਥੱਲੇ ਆਏਗੀ ਤਿਉਂ ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਿਲਟੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਧੇਗੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ। ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਰਫ਼ਤਾਰ ਹੈ ਤੇਜ਼ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਜਦੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਘਰ ਬਣਨਗੇ ਸਪਲਾਈ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਫਿਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬੜਾ ਚੈਲੰਜਿੰਗ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਹੈ। ਐਨੀਵੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ। ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਵੇ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੀਏ। ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਜਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਬਹੁਤੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਵੀਜ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਖੀ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੋਮ ਬਾਇਰਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਘਰ ਜਾਂ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ। ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ $4 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। 1 ਲੱਖ ਘਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਪਲਾਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸਿੰਗ ਕਰੇਗੀ।